It feels like I haven't done a review in ages, so let's start. Hello guys, one more time, welcome to Ring Royalty. My name is Alexis, as you already know, and today I am bringing you the Hell in a Cell 2021 review. It feels like ages since I've done a review video, ever since WrestleMania back in April, but it was just because WrestleMania Backlash was just But this time we had 4 matches on the card. I am so surprised, it was really surprising. I mean, having 4 women's matches on the card after a long while. Most of them didn't really get a proper build-up, but at least we had some extra women's wrestling, right? Today I am with my Georgie from It inspired look, and I'm sorry, I had to mention that because my friends have been teasing me all week long. But anyways, without any further to say, let's start with the review of Hell in a Cell. The first women's match of the night was in the kickoff show. I think this match was announced just hours before the pay-per-view started, and it was one half of the women's tag team champions Natalya against Mandy Rose. It made sense that these two faced off just because Sexy Muscle Friends and Natalya and Tamina had a brawl this past Monday night on Raw, but I am surprised it wasn't a championship match. Then again, I am grateful it wasn't, because that would give it time to this rivalry to develop and create a nice build-up towards the title match. I feel like it was a back and forth match. Mandy and Natalya were doing a grappling sequence, exchanging holds for the first couple minutes of the match. That was nice. I mean, Natalya is a technical wrestler, so she's used to lock in different holds. This was something new for Mandy. She hasn't really been known for submission maneuvers, but it was nice for a change. I feel like this match was decent. It wasn't anything spectacular because it wasn't built that way. It was meant to be a filler in the card, but I think they both did alright for what they were given. I gotta say that it was a lengthy match for the kickoff show because it gave the opportunity to both Natalya and Mandy to have many different spots to showcase what they could do. They both had a good showing, and the match ended with Natalya locked in the sharpshooter to make Mandy Rose tap out. A couple things that I want to point out. First, I was noticing some heelish behavior from Mandy. I don't know if you noticed with the situation against the ropes and the turnbuckle, and how she was looking so frustrated and fed up and looking at Natalya with rage after losing. It gave me this vibe that Sexy Muscle Friends might be turning heel soon, which makes sense because Natalya and Tamina are so over as babyfaces at the moment that it would be only fitting that their rivals were heels. I also read in social media how many people were upset that Mandy Rose lost, that this was a way to stop her momentum, but if this just planted the seed of a heel turn for Sexy Muscle Friends, I am okay with it. So Natalya winning wasn't something bad at all, at least from my point of view. I am so happy that this happened and that maybe they are taking this rivalry serious. And let's be honest, Sexy Muscle Friends along with the champions are the only 2 women's tag teams that they have left on the main roster. And that's how bad WWE is handling the women's tag team division, but that's a conversation for another day. Overall, this was a decent match, and please have your fingers crossed so Sexy Muscle Friends against Natalya and Tamina could happen in a pay-per-view in front of the fans and with a nice storyline behind the match. Moving on to the main card, the opener match for Hell in a Cell was Bianca Belair defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bayley. This match was literally about Bayley laughing at Bianca, and that's how Bianca challenged Bayley for a championship match despite being the champion. Another example how build-ups haven't been really done properly lately, at least for the women's division. However, adding the stipulation of Hell in a Cell match was something nice. I mean, this rivalry didn't seem as personal, so I am not sure if it was the right choice, but at least it gave us an entertaining match. I mean, storyline wise it might not have been like enough, but the quality of the match was really great and it delivered. I am definitely loving the way they are using Bianca Belair's hair in so many different spots, in so many ways, which only add to each and every match that she has. Not only in her favor but against her, Bayley has used her hair in so many different ways during this match. I was loving every second of it. And I love the fact that Bayley used a chair to block Bianca Belair's hair whip. It was so entertaining. I mean, Bayley is such a great character. Who knew, like when she started as a heel, everybody was crapping on her character because she didn't feel comfortable, she didn't look natural, and look at her now. Even shutting Michael Cole up in the middle of the match, it was so funny. I mean, another good touch was the fact that they keep showing how strong Bianca is in each and every match that she has. She's incredibly strong, and I am so glad they are showcasing it so well. When she lifted up the stairs and threw them, almost decapitating Bayley, I was like, whoa, this girl is just so powerful. Because if you think about it, they made Bayley look like she was struggling to pick the stairs up, and Bianca Belair did it with ease, like it was nothing. As most Hell in a Cell matches, they used the cell, but also got some weapons. We got kendo stick, chairs, the steps, a ladder. Always glad to see girls taking it to the next level. Bianca Belair really needed a strong title defense as her reign was feeling a bit stale, and I think this match definitely elevated her again. One of my favorite spots was definitely Bayley receiving the spine buster and breaking the two kendo sticks who were between the cell and the ring. It looked spectacular, and it was reminiscent of what Bayley tried to do to Sasha Banks, or what Bayley did in fact to Sasha Banks at Hell in a Cell last year. So nice, poetic justice. Now, this wasn't a one-sided match at all. Bayley did have some offense and looked great, but my focus was definitely on Bianca. She's just a star and she draws the attention just naturally. In the final minutes of the match, it looked like Bayley might win after she trapped Bianca Belair between a ladder, and then she did the rose plant. She couldn't get the 3 count, then Bianca Belair snapped, picked her up and threw her against the ladder in this monumental KOD for the 1, 2, 3. Bianca Belair is still our SmackDown Women's Champion. I am hoping that this rivalry is over. It's not like it is bad, but I don't really feel interested on it. I'm not sure why. They already had 2 good matches. The first one maybe was a little bit tamed by Bianca using her hair to her advantage, but this was a Hell in a Cell match. It was brutal. It was a really great match. I gotta say, this was my least favorite Hell in a Cell match for women out of the 4 that we had in history so far. It doesn't mean that it is bad, but the thing is, I can't point out if the reason why this is the weakest, in my opinion, is because of the lack of storytelling. And maybe this rivalry just didn't feel as personal, so I didn't understand the need of having a Hell in a Cell match, but that's just my personal taste. Bianca is still a women's champion. Hopefully Sasha returns soon or somebody else steps up and Bianca has a new challenger for Money in the Bank. So far so great, everything is going good in the SmackDown Women's division, and I am so glad that Bianca is picking up that momentum again, because she deserves to be shining at the top. The third women's match of the night was the strange and wicked Alexa Bliss against Shayna Baszler. Before talking about the match, I just want to point out how I love when Shayna Baszler just slapped Reginald softly when he was trying to kiss her hand to wish her good luck. I mean, we're talking about the Queen of Space, Reginald. Get your facts straight, honey. Well, this match was full of shenanigans, as you can expect, because we're talking about Alexa Bliss, who is such a powerful character. But apparently, they are finally letting Alexa not only be this mysterious and dark character, but also wrestle, which is something that many people have been wanting to see for a couple months now. One thing that I don't get is why the Fury isn't playing when she's doing her entrance. I mean, that crappy version of the Firefly Funhouse theme song, whatever. What is that? I just don't get it. A lot of people were really worried how this match would develop, who would be buried or whatever. I am so glad that Shayna did have some offense. It was so nice to see her doing her joint manipulation maneuvers and Alexa Bliss just laughing hysterically like the maniac that she is. So nice. The shenanigans included a lot of mind controlling things, and also that spider walk that she did, it was so terrifying and it was so good. Like, Alexa is so freakishly flexible and she can pull it off nicely. After around 7 or 8 minutes, Alexa Bliss started to mind control Nia Jax, who ended up slapping Reginald thanks to Alexa's powers. Then Shayna Baszler apparently was going to lock in the Kirifuda clutch, but Alexa Bliss managed to escape, doing a twister-assisted Abigail, followed up by a twisted Bliss to get a 1, 2, 3, and Alexa Bliss came out on top. It was a bit predictable. I am so sad that Shayna continues to lose again and again. I mean, you can see my opinion about that over here in the rise and fall of Shayna Baszler, but it was what it was. I mean, Alexa Bliss needed the win because she's just at the top of her game and probably one of the most popular characters that WWE has at the moment. Not sure where we're going from here, not sure who Alexa Bliss is actually targeting at this point. Is it Shayna? Is it Nia? Is it Reginald? Is it all of them? Like, what's the point of this storyline? I just don't get it. Many people are really fed up with this because they don't really enjoy this supernatural black magic stuff going on. But then again, it is what it is. At least the girls are having some time on camera, and this storyline might not be ending anytime soon, so we would see if it develops for the better or for worse. So to sum up, this match wasn't good, it wasn't bad, it was just there. I mean, everybody has a different taste. For me, I didn't mind it, but it wasn't definitely something that I will remember probably in a couple months. The fourth and final match of the night was Rhea Ripley defending the Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. A match that I was completely uninterested in, yet it ended up being one of my favorite ones from the night. It had a very particular style where Charlotte Flair just took the title from the referee, threw her at Rhea just to distract her, and then just strike her with a cheap shot. I gotta say that I find it interesting how they are adding this frustration and delusion to Charlotte's queen character. She's a frustrated queen, and I am really enjoying the passion that she's showing. And also lately, I mean, I know these past couple years Charlotte has been criticized a lot because of her selling. It has gone downhill ever since her debut in 2015, but she's definitely picking it up lately. I mean, she's doing better when it comes to selling, and I am so glad that is happening because Charlotte tends to look good, but she didn't really make her opponents look good. So I mean, she's going back to that trail, and I am so glad that is happening. So the match dynamic was basically the delusional and wicked queen trying to get the Raw Women's Championship back, while the cocky and reckless Raw Women's Champion will do absolutely everything it takes to keep it. It's the first time that I've seen two heel women going at it for a championship. We haven't really seen two heels in the women's division go at it in a rivalry in a long time. I don't really remember when was the last time that happened, but it's something that keeps things fresh. So definitely thumbs up for that. I'm amazed by Charlotte's double moonsault. She has been doing it for a couple weeks by now, but it still impresses me how athletic she actually is. Charlotte was also working on Rhea's legs for the majority of the match, which made sense as her finisher maneuver is the figure 8. But it was something meaningless for me at times because Rhea Ripley was selling the pain just in certain moments, and then she was doing like diving drop kicks out of nowhere without any type of pain. So it felt like there was not continuity in this body part located attack, but I mean, maybe that's just me being picky. Both of them had enough time to showcase what they could do. Rhea doing super kicks, the superplex on the top rope. It was nice. It was a really nice match. I mean, both Rhea and Charlotte are great athletes. They were not going to disappoint, and they didn't. Probably the match didn't feel as special because the build-up was just so dumb. I mean, having Nikki Cross defeat them in Big the Clock challenges, so both of them basically were coming in with more losses than wins. The match ended with an intentional disqualification after Rhea Ripley threw this cardboard over the announcer's table against Charlotte's face and then proceed to destroy her, with the referee being as useless as always, beating the hell down and even doing a riptide after the match ended for her to limp out of Hell in a Cell as Raw Women's Champion. Charlotte Flair was looking at Mad Women in the end. She was smiling, she was laughing, and she told her, "You have learned something, bitch." And Rhea Ripley was just smirking and saying, "I'm the champion, so screw you, don't even tell me what I've learned." I'm definitely convinced that this rivalry is going to get better, especially now that the WWE Universe is going to be present in the next pay-per-view. It was so unexpected that Rhea and Charlotte actually caught my attention enough for me to be invested in what's gonna happen next. I mean, I know the build-up hasn't been the greatest, but what happened at Hell in a Cell was definitely better compared to everything that had been happening on Raw this past month. So good outcome of the match, really great in-ring war. Hopefully we will get a better storyline in the weeks to come, and I can't believe that this match ended up being one of my favorites from the night. Obviously below Bianca against Bayley at Hell in a Cell, but it was still a very fun and entertaining match to watch. Alright, so this is it for my review of Hell in a Cell 2021. Tell me down in the comments which of the matches was your favorite and why. Did they all exceed your expectations? Were you disappointed at what happened? Or what was your take on the pay-per-view? I would love to know all of that. Also want to thank you for your support, and remember that a like, a comment and a subscription would help me a lot with the motivation. I've been struggling a lot to find time to edit and record lately, but I will still try to do my best. My name is Alexis, as you already know. Here is my Instagram if you want to contact me or anything, and I will see you guys next time with a new video. Stay safe, and this kiss is for all of you. Goodbye!